Title: The Last Broadcast. It started with a hiss. At 2:07 a.m., Jacob Harris, the night host of YZP 103.3 FM in the quiet town of Elridge Hollow, leaned into his mic with a yawn. He enjoyed the solitude of the late shift. No interruptions, no expectations, just the low hum of static and the occasional caller. But tonight felt wrong. He was reading an email from a listener when a low hiss bled through his headphones. He frowned, adjusted the mixer, and checked the feed. Nothing changed. "Sounds like we've got some interference," he said, forcing a chuckle. "Might be the storm rolling in." Then the voice came, faint, childlike, whispering just beneath the hiss. "He's not asleep." Jacob froze. He checked the phone lines. No callers, no mic open. He was alone. "Hello?" he asked. The hiss deepened. "You shouldn't be alone." Jacob yanked off his headphones. The studio was silent. Outside, rain ticked against the windows. He chalked it up to fatigue and kept going. But within minutes, the station's line lit up, dozens of calls pouring in. "Who was that kid on air?" "Your voice. It changed." "Something's outside my house?" Jacob's hands trembled. The static grew louder. Whispers multiplied, layered in strange patterns, some in languages he couldn't recognize. And always, that one word: awaken. At 3:04 a.m., his computer flickered. A video feed appeared, a hallway with flickering lights. A small figure stood at the far end, unmoving. Then it stepped forward. Jacob's stomach sank. He didn't recognize the hallway, but it felt familiar. The walls were lined with old radio station posters, including one of WZEP. The figure advanced, slowly, deliberately. Then his phone rang. No number, just one word: awaken. He didn't answer. The hallway feed zoomed in. The figure lifted its head. It had Jacob's face. He stumbled back in shock. The studio lights flickered. The monitors surged with static. "You took my voice," the figure whispered through every speaker. Jacob blacked out. When he woke up, it was 2 days later. He was in his apartment. His clothes were soaked. His fingernails were cracked like he'd clawed at something. The voicemail on his phone was short. "They heard you. You opened a signal." His laptop was different now. Dozens of new files, recordings labeled with names and times. The last one was his. He played it. It was his own voice, crying, then whispering, "He's awake now." That night, the whispering returned, even with the power off. Jacob returned to the studio. The doors were unlocked. The mic was live. But he wasn't broadcasting. The station was. He listened to the live feed. It wasn't him speaking, but a perfect imitation. It said things Jacob never said, told stories from people who didn't exist. The signal must continue, it said. He checked the transmitter. The station was no longer broadcasting on 103.3. The frequency had shifted. The range was global. People across the world were reporting strange messages. Jacob's voice, telling them to listen, to remember, to awaken. He tried to shut everything down, but the broadcast wouldn't stop. Even disconnected, the signal carried on. Sleep-deprived and terrified, Jacob tried to leave town, but every road turned back. The highway led in a circle. The gas stations were empty. His reflection in store windows began to move on its own. Then came the dreams. Always the hallway. Always the figure. And at the end, a black door with the station's call letters carved into it. He opened it. Inside was silence. And then a voice. Ancient. Deep. "Thank you for tuning in." Jacob woke up in the studio just as before. The clock read 2:07 a.m. But the mic was off. The station was dead. No signal, no sound. He walked outside. For the first time in weeks, it was quiet. But somewhere, across the world, people still hear him. If you tune your radio just right, at 2:07 a.m., you might hear a faint whisper. He's not asleep. He's listening